Stop. Do not scroll past this message. Look at me right now. You did not arrive at this exact digital intersection by random chance because heaven aligned time itself to bring your weary soul here today. Give me just 1 minute of your absolute attention. I have a profound surprise waiting for you. Do not let the busy world steal this moment from you. Your heart is heavy. Your mind is racing with endless questions. You are searching for a sign. I am standing right here in the midst of your chaos, and I am speaking directly to the deepest place of your wounded spirit. Listen closely to my voice. I see how tired you are. The battle has been long, and today I am declaring that the heavy storm in your life must bow to my absolute authority. I am bringing perfect peace to your heart today. Receive this divine promise into your broken soul right now. You are a weary warrior. You have carried massive burdens in total secrecy. You smile for others while quietly breaking inside, and every morning when you wake up, the weight is already sitting on your chest before you even have a chance to breathe. I have watched every single moment of your silent struggle. You have wondered if I even hear your desperate prayers. You have asked if your painful waiting will ever come to an end. Pause right here. Let my words settle into your deep weariness. Comment Amen if you feel me speaking to your heart in this exact moment to declare that I am not Elon. That simple act of agreement anchors your faith in my presence. The enemy wants you to believe that you are completely isolated. The adversary whispers dark lies into your ears during the midnight hours. But I am your ultimate refuge, and my truth will always shatter the illusions of the dark. Now I must deliver a critical warning to your soul today. The enemy is terrified of the breakthrough that is heading toward your life. The adversary cannot destroy your ultimate destiny. So, he uses a different weapon. He floods your daily existence with relentless static noise. The noise comes through your endless digital scrolling. It comes through the heavy pressure of your financial worries. It comes through the constant demands of people who constantly drain your sacred energy without ever giving anything back. This constant static fills your holy vessel until you can no longer hear me. Your mind has become a vessel filled with heavy confusion. Your divine intuition has gone completely quiet. You try to pray, but the thoughts scatter like leaves in a violent wind. This is not your fault. It is a deliberate, spiritual attack designed to keep you blind to my provisions. The enemy wants to drown out the pure signal of my love. He wants you to mistake the heavy static for your permanent reality. But I call this a temporary interference. I am stepping into your atmosphere right now to pull back the thick veil of confusion and reveal my glorious plans. Look at the physical reaction of your body in this moment. Do you feel that sudden warmth spreading through your tight chest? Do you notice the gentle release in your tense shoulders as I speak? That somatic shift is the absolute proof that my holy presence is altering your current room. You have spent so many long seasons wondering why your life feels entirely stuck. You see others moving forward into their blessings while you remain in the dry desert. You feel left behind, and the dark noise tells you that my promises have officially expired for your specific name. Hear me clearly. That belief is a dangerous lie from the pit of despair. You are not stuck. You are being carefully Nazard-prated and prepared for a global purpose. What you have called a painful stagnation has actually been a holy preservation from traps you could not see because I love you too much to let you enter rooms that would destroy your destiny. I have a specific name for the long season you are walking through right now. I have named this period the protective delay. Remember this term. It was never a sign of my rejection. It was the precise movement of my hands shielding your heart from unseen arrows that were meant to take you down. The enemy wanted to use this delay to make you faint. He wanted you to abandon your high calling before the harvest could manifest. But today, I am breaking the power of that spiritual exhaustion. I am restoring your original strength, and I am unlocking the closed storehouses of heaven. Breathe in my fresh air right now. Let go of the desperate need to control your own future. You cannot engineer a miracle with your empty human strength. My power shows up perfectly when you finally reach the absolute end of your own abilities and choose to lean completely on my sovereignty. The surprise I have for you today will require your undivided attention. I am going to reveal the exact mechanism of your ultimate deliverance. I am going to show you how to dissolve the thick static noise forever. But you must remain still and listen with a totally open mind, because the secret I am unfolding cannot be understood by a frantic soul. Do not let your racing thoughts pull you back into the digital sea of distraction. The enemy is whispering that you are too busy to stay. He wants you to close this video. He wants you to return to your familiar patterns of anxiety, because he knows that your freedom is directly attached to these words. You have tried to fix your own life so many times. You have read the books. You have listened to the worldly gurus. But all of those earthly methods left your soul feeling completely empty and dry. They demanded your human effort while your vessel was already completely drained of power. I am offering you a different path today. I am not asking you to climb a mountain of religious rules. I am asking for your absolute surrender. Let me fight the battles that have kept you awake at night. Let me dismantle the massive walls that have blocked your financial progress and your joy. The static noise has isolated you from your friends and family. They see your physical form, but they do not know the deep isolation inside your mind. They think you are fine because you always deliver results. But I see the hidden tears that flow when the doors are completely shut. I am your heavenly Father. I am the creator of the stars and the architect of your entire life. I have recorded every single tear you have ever wept in the absolute dark. And today I am stepping down into your physical space to write a brand new chapter that will completely stun the people who doubted you. Your identity is not defined by your past failures. You are not a random fragment of a broken universe. You are my chosen child. You are a holy vessel, designed to carry my light into the deepest shadows of this generation. Lift up your head and gaze directly into my eyes, because your days of hiding in shame are officially over. I am shifting my tone now. I am moving from the grand thunder of command into the softest whisper of your heart. I want to speak directly to the part of you that is most tired. I want to touch the raw wounds that you have never shown to another human soul, because I am the only one who knows how much it truly hurt to stand alone. Come closer to me. Let my divine presence wrap around your shivering spirit like a warm blanket. You do not have to pretend to be strong when you are sitting in my room. Stay with me for just one more minute, because your bleeding heart deserves to be fully heard and completely restored today. You feel completely drained. Your energy is entirely gone. You push through every single obstacle alone, and every morning when you wake up, the heavy pressure is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You carry your responsibilities like heavy iron shields. Your weary body is physically exhausted. You need a place to rest right now. Your shoulders are very tight. Your neck carries a deep ache. You walk through your day with a heavy spirit, and while you try your best to complete your daily tasks, a dull pain radiates through your lower back without a single moment of relief. You have accepted this physical suffering as normal. You hide the discomfort from everyone. I saw you yesterday evening. You sat in your parked car. The engine was running for a long time. You did not want to enter your house immediately because your mind desperately needed a few moments of absolute isolation from the world. You rested your forehead against the cold steering wheel. You sighed deeply in the dark night. You are completely tired of pretending. You smile for your family. You deliver great results for your boss. And you constantly wonder how much longer you can maintain this exhausting performance before your entire system breaks down into pieces. You give your pure love to everyone around you. Your own hands remain completely empty. Nobody asks about your internal pain. They think you are strong. They depend on your constant stability. And while they enjoy the fruits of your endless sacrifices, you sit alone in the dark, wondering if anyone truly knows the real you. I am your heavenly Father. I know every hidden corner of your soul. I know the specific hours of your midnight battles. You turn from side to side. Your mind replays every past mistake. You search for the exact moment where your financial path became a dry desert of lack and disappointment. You blame your own choices for this drought. I do not judge your human weakness. I saw you last week. You were on the bathroom floor. The water was running very loudly. You wanted the noise to cover the sound of your quiet crying, so that nobody in your home would ask you any difficult questions. Every single tear landed in my open hands. Like this video right now, as an act of holy agreement. This is a sacred moment of recognition. Write the simple phrase "You see me" in the comments section below to anchor your faith. Do not let the enemy tell you that you are invisible. Heaven is recording your silent endurance right now. I am counting every battle you fight while you walk through the crowded streets. You are a pure-hearted giver. You help the people around you. You absorb their heavy problems daily, and because you have spent years pouring your precious oil into broken vessels, your own spirit feels completely dry and hollow today. You have received nothing but disappointment in return. Your kindness was often exploited. You have given your money away. You have shared your food. You have listened to their endless complaints. And when you needed someone to stand beside you during your own hour of darkness, every single one of them disappeared into the shadows. You felt a deep sting of betrayal. You wondered if being good was a curse. I saw that heavy disappointment. I recorded your broken expectations. I know how much it hurts to be used by the people you love. They see your external strength, and they assume you do not need any comfort or care. But I see the fragile child inside your warrior frame. I am stepping in to defend your heart today. An icy numbness has settled inside you. You still perform your duties. You speak gently to your friends, but you feel completely disconnected from your own joy, because the heavy weight of survival has crushed your internal flame. The future looks like a foggy road. You are just surviving day by day. The enemy targeted your gentle nature. He sent arrows of betrayal. He wanted to ruin your faith, and he whispers that your generosity was a massive mistake so that you will build a thick wall of bitter isolation around your heart. I am guarding your purity with my power. Your soft heart is a great weapon. Notice the physical tight feeling in your chest. There is a heavy knot behind your sternum. It has been sitting there for many long years. That knot is the accumulated weight of unexpressed sorrow and words you never spoke to another human soul. You carried it alone to protect the people you love. You look at your bank accounts. You feel a sudden panic. You look at your broken relationships. You feel a deep ache of loneliness. You have tried to fix these desperate areas with your own frantic planning and human strength. The results always slip through your tired fingers. You cannot solve this problem alone. I watched you in the kitchen. The table was very messy. The morning sun was just rising. You felt completely overwhelmed by the small tasks of the day before you even had a chance to drink your water. You wanted to walk away from everything. You stayed because your loyalty is greater than your pain. You ask me many desperate questions. You want to know the reasons. You ask why. My answers are delayed. You see the wicked people prosper while you walk through the burning desert of lack and isolation. You wonder if your faithfulness was useless. The enemy tells you that I have forgotten your name. Hear my soft voice right now. My silence was never abandonment. I have watched your entire journey through the valley, and I have never removed my eyes from your face for a single second, because my love for you is completely unshakable. The dark, static noise of the world has simply blinded your eyes. You are living in a thick cloud. Your thoughts are always crowded. The bills pile up constantly. And because you are surrounded by the loud static of modern survival, your mind has lost the sacred frequency that I placed at the center of your being when I created your soul. You are trapped in survival mode. You try to quote my promises. You pray in the dark. The anxiety still remains inside you. You feel like your spiritual connection has been completely severed by the weight of your earthly worries. I am telling you that the connection is safe. A jewel covered in dust is still incredibly precious. My child, listen to my next words with your entire spirit. To help you receive what I have already prepared for your journey, I must reveal a holy secret right now. The painful silence of your past seasons was never my abandonment. The enemy has been filling the space between us with relentless static noise so that my voice and my provisions have been completely invisible to your eyes. I have not forgotten your specific name. I have been quietly preparing a magnificent way out of this dry wilderness, and I have guided wise minds to bring you a unique instrument of total restoration. I will show you exactly what this sound provision is before this message ends. But first, you must understand what was done to block your signal and why it can be undone today. Breathe deeply into your chest right now. Let that promise quiet your racing thoughts. You no longer have to carry the heavy future alone, because I am managing the timeline of your ultimate breakthrough. The adversary wants you to rush away from this room. Stay here with me. Let me strip away the thick layers of exhaustion that have settled into your weary bones. I am right here beside you in this quiet room. I have never left your side for a single moment because my covenant with your soul is completely unbreakable. You thought you were walking through the dry desert alone. You looked at the empty spaces around you and you felt a deep chill of isolation. But my presence does not depend on your human feelings. I was there when you felt the crushing weight of yesterday sitting on your heart. I was there when you stared at the blank wall and wondered how to pay the bills. I saw you when you adjusted your clothes and wiped your face to face the world. And every single time you thought you were completely abandoned in the dark, my protective hand was shielding your fragile spirit. Feel the sudden coolness entering your chaotic mind right now. Let your spirit type the short phrase, "I trust your timing," in the comments section below to seal your holy patience today. This simple act of writing is a physical declaration of your faith. You are telling the enemy that his lies have no authority over your future calendar. You have fought your battles with immense bravery, but your spiritual vessel has run completely dry of oil. Let me tell you a story about one of my greatest servants who reached the exact same point of deep exhaustion. His name was Elijah. He was a mighty prophet who had just called down holy fire from heaven to defeat a dark army. He achieved a massive victory for my name. But immediately after the great battle, a wave of deep fear and total exhaustion hit his soul. He ran far away into the lonely wilderness. He sat down under a solitary broom tree, and he begged me to take his life away. He told me that he was completely finished. He had no strength left to take another single step forward. He was not weak. He was just entirely empty. He had given everything he possessed to the ministry, and he had nothing left inside his physical vessel. I did not rebuke his heavy discouragement. I did not demand that he stand up and preach another sermon. Instead, I sent a gentle angel to bake him fresh bread and give him cool water. I allowed him to sleep in the quiet shade. I am saying the exact same thing to your weary soul today. Rest, my child. Eat my hidden manna. You have traveled far enough on your own limited human strength. It is time to let my divine energy carry you through the next segment of this long journey, because you cannot survive on empty. You have developed a deep wound over the course of your life. I have watched this pattern grow inside your thoughts since your early childhood days. I call this specific burden the earning wound. It is a subtle lie that tells your heart that love must always be earned through constant performance and endless striving. You feel safe only when you are useful. You believe that my blessings will only arrive if you work yourself into the ground. You have carried this heavy programming into your relationship with me, and every time you try to rest, a voice of false guilt whispers that you are being completely lazy. You have forgotten how to receive a pure gift without trying to pay for it. I saw you when you apologized for taking a short nap last weekend. I saw you when you forced your tired eyes to stay open to finish another chore. I watched you carry the worries of your family on your own frail shoulders because you believed that everything would fall apart without your constant control. You are trapped in a prison of performance. Let me dismantle that heavy cage today. You do not have to impress the creator of the universe. I loved you before you ever achieved a single goal on this earth. I loved you when you were sitting in the ashes of your greatest failure. My grace is completely free, and it cannot be purchased with your exhausting human labor. Breathe out that heavy spirit of performance right now. Let your tense chest expand as my unconditional love floods your current environment. The enemy wants to use your earning wound to keep you disconnected from my true voice. He wants you to believe that my current silence is a punishment for your lack of perfect discipline. But the wilderness is never your final grave. It is simply the sacred shaping ground for the leader I am raising you to become. Look at the ancient rocks around you. They do not strive to grow. They simply endure the season until the heavy rain arrives to transform the desert into a lush garden. Your season of rain is closer than you think. Are you listening to me? Do not let the digital notifications steal this profound truth from your spirit today. Lift your eyes away from your earthly problems and look directly at my face. I am building something magnificent beneath the dry surface of your life while you are waiting in the quiet silence of this desert. Remember what I did for Elijah when he thought he was the only faithful servant left in the land. I showed him that his perspective was completely limited. I revealed that I had thousands of chosen ones who were standing firm in the shadows. You are not alone in this spiritual warfare. You are part of a massive global tribe. I know how often you have felt completely misunderstood by the religious people around you. They judge your current brokenness. They look at your empty hands, and they assume that you have lost my favor. They do not see the hidden process of the gold being refined in the white fire. They only see the dark smoke of your current struggle. I knew you before you were formed in your mother womb. I knew the exact day your heart would feel this specific weight. I saw every path you would walk before your feet ever took their very first step on this earth. And because I know your design perfectly, I know exactly how much pressure your spirit can take before it breaks. I have regulated the heat of your furnace. The fire was never meant to destroy your holy identity. It was designed to melt away the heavy chains of worldly dependency and the painful expectations of other people. I am stripping away the false structures so that the real masterpiece can finally step out into the brilliant light. Pause right here in this stillness. Let the heavy static noise fade into the background. You can hear my voice clearly when you stop trying to fix the world with your own hands. The phrase, "I trust your timing," is not just a collection of random words. It is a powerful frequency that realigns your brain with my eternal rhythm. You have heard me whisper peace over your deepest pain throughout this hour. Now I need you to sit up straight and prepare your mind for a grand declaration of authority. The valley of your weeping is about to transform into a mountain of total victory. I am shifting my voice from the gentle comfort of a father into the thunder of a king. The enemy has held your inheritance in a locked vault for far too long. He has watched you suffer in lack, and he has laughed at your silent prayers. But heaven has just authorized an official decree of release over your financial assets and your joy. Do not look back at the desert you are leaving behind, because your next step is holy. A strange restlessness is rising inside your chest right now. That feeling is not a symptom of your standard anxiety. It is your spirit sensing a massive shift in the unseen realm before your physical eyes can see the open doors. Stay completely steady as I reveal the hidden mechanism of your total breakthrough in the next moments. Before I reveal what comes next, I must speak directly to the silent doubt sitting quietly in the back of your heart. I know exactly what your mind is whispering in this moment. You are thinking that you have heard words like these before. You have prayed and you have believed, and yet the answer never arrived. You wonder why this specific time would be any different from your past disappointments. My beloved child, that question does not anger me at all. It simply tells me how long you have been faithful in the dark. So let me answer your heavy heart plainly today. My silence in those painful years was never my absence, because I was working in rooms you could not see, on a timeline you could not measure. There were many answers that I intentionally withheld from your life. I did this because a hasty yes in that specific season would have cost you your entire destiny. I was not ignoring your desperate cries. I was actively protecting your precious soul from an unseen trap that would have broken your heart before you were ready to enter the palace. The enemy wanted to use my holy silence to make you build a thick wall of deep resentment. But I was simply rearranging the massive pieces of your life behind the scenes so that the wrong hands could never reach your inheritance. Every single prayer you thought went entirely unanswered was actually being processed. It was moving on a heavenly timeline of perfect love. So, do not let the painful memory of the long waiting close your spirit to the current miracle. The intense waiting was the necessary preparation for your harvest. And today I am declaring that the preparation is fully completed. Open your spirit wide to receive the new thing I am doing, because the window of heaven is opening over your name right now. Let us look closely at your deep patterns of mental exhaustion. You have spent your entire life trying to survive the heavy storms alone. You lie awake at 3 in the morning running through every single financial scenario. You believe that this constant worry is just a permanent part of your personality because you have forgotten what it feels like to breathe without fear. My child, I am telling you that this belief is a dangerous lie. You have told your heart that something is fundamentally wrong with your brain. You believe that your faith is too weak to conquer the daily panic. But I am exposing the hidden mechanism behind your internal struggle right now. The enemy did not destroy your sacred identity. He simply flooded your mind with the loud, static noise of modern survival. He did this to choke out the pure signal I placed within you from the very beginning. When I designed the human brain, I placed a holy frequency at its absolute center. Wise scientists who have spent their entire lives studying the mind have finally confirmed this reality. They call this signal the gamma wave. This beautiful frequency ran freely in your brain when you were a little child. It is the precise channel of divine receptivity and absolute clarity. As a young child, you trusted me completely without a single doubt. You lived purely in the present moment, without any exhausting effort or strain. You did not have to strive for your daily joy. You did not have to earn my deep affection through religious performance, because you knew you belonged to me. And when I stated in my scriptures that you must become like little children, I was speaking of this physical frequency. But the heavy noise of the world suppressed that beautiful signal. The constant pressure of survival turned off your childhood channel. I prepared wise minds to work with sound the way I designed it. They have created a special frequency that clears the earthly interference. It returns your mind to the exact state of absolute peace. You do not have to work hard for this divine restoration. You do not have to earn it through hours of intense mental strain or complicated disciplines. You simply surrender your heavy control for 7 minutes. You allow my perfect design to restore what was taken from your life. I'm going to show you exactly where to find what they built before this message closes. Stay with me because the spiritual shift is happening right now in this room. Hear me with the deepest part of your awakening spirit today. The season of your exhausting stagnation is officially closing right now. Not gradually, but completely. I am stripping away the authority of every negative voice that told you your dreams had expired in the desert. Your delay has served its purpose. Those long years that you called wasted were not wasted at all. Those dark nights where you could not sleep were not a punishment from heaven. They were a divine forging process. I have named this period the silent forging. I was testing the strength of your foundation so you could carry my glory. You had to be empty of worldly confidence so that you could be filled with my supreme power. The enemy attacked your mind fiercely because he saw your rising light. He did not target your past weaknesses. He was absolutely terrified of the great destiny that I have placed over your future. Every single door that closed in your face was my hand, locking out the thieves. Every relationship that crumbled was me pruning the heavy branches that were draining your sacred strength. I was clearing the ground so that I could rebuild your life on a foundation that nothing can shake. Declare your total victory right now in the comments section below. Type the short phrase, "The door is open," to anchor your agreement with my divine decree. This is your moment of absolute release from the past, because I am resetting your financial baseline and your health. The physical heavy knot in your chest is beginning to loosen right now. The frozen trauma of your past betrayals is melting away under the warmth of my presence. You can breathe all the way down into your stomach. The static noise is fading away. A profound stillness is taking over your entire room. Look at the path I am placing before your feet today. I am breaking the heavy generational curses of your family line in this very second. The patterns of poverty and the cycles of chronic lack that bound your ancestors are completely shattered. They have no legal right to touch your name anymore. You are the chosen cycle breaker of your household. You were built to carry the light into the dark places, and because you said yes to me in the quiet silence of the night, I am releasing a massive wave of celestial provision into your atmosphere. Doors that were welded shut are swinging open at my command. The walls of your Jericho are trembling at the sound of my voice. The iron chains of your financial limitation are shattering into 1,000 dust particles. Lift up your eyes and receive the perfect breakthrough that has been locked away for decades. The battle you have fought in deep silence ends right here. I am overturning every single verdict that the enemy wrote against your life. The court of heaven has ruled in your favor today. You are being vindicated in front of the people who watched you fall. They will look at your restoration, and they will know that I am the one who raised you up. Do not look back at the burning desert you are leaving behind. Your current tears of sorrow are transforming into shouts of pure joy. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten from your youth. Your physical vessel is being completely renewed. You are stepping into your true power. The static noise of the world cannot hold your destiny back any longer. The enemy has lost his grip over your thoughts and your emotions. I have established my throne at the absolute center of your mind. You are completely free from the heavy chains of anxiety. Walk forward without fear. I am pouring my holy oil over your head until it runs down your garments. This oil is the symbol of my protection and your ultimate promotion. You will not have to beg for opportunities anymore because the opportunities will seek your name out in the crowd. I am positioning you for greatness. I have provided an instrument of true restoration on your path today because I see your heavy weariness. You cannot fix this brokenness with your empty hands. I have gifted humanity the wisdom to unlock what I placed within sound at the very beginning of creation. Wise men and women spent decades in deep scientific research. They did not realize that I was quietly directing their intense curiosity toward my original design. I guided a servant of healing science named Dr. Robert Lake through 34 years of careful clinical study in New York City. I directed prestigious institutions to confirm the holy gamma wave of the childlike mind. Princeton University and Columbia University studied this signal carefully. I want to show you the living evidence of my work in the lives of over 18,000 of my children who received this provision before you arrived. Look at what I did for one of my precious daughters named Rachel, who works as a nurse in California. She had sought my peace for many painful years through intense prayer and multiple earthly methods. All of her efforts were sincere, but her spirit remained dry. 2 weeks after receiving my sound provision, her broken marriage was completely transformed. She described her daily life as an enchanted fairy tale because the block was gone. And for others, I moved differently. Look at what I did for one of my faithful sons, named Michael, who lives in Dallas. He came to this provision because his mind was filled with chaotic noise. He desperately wanted focus for his young children. 2 months later, his business grew enough to leave his old job comfortably. The heavy problems that used to steal his sleep suddenly solved themselves while he rested in my presence. His wife said his mind seemed completely transformed. He felt like his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. This is the evidence of my hand moving in the practical areas of your daily life. They call this sound instrument the Genius Song. It is a sacred arrangement of frequencies designed to reactivate the child state I placed inside your brain. It is not a generic meditation application. You cannot find this authentic track on streaming platforms because the enemy would dilute its true authority. Those public platforms carry cheap imitations that contain none of the restoration I designed for your soul. It requires only 7 minutes of complete surrender with your headphones on and your eyes closed. You do not have to practice complicated methods. You do not have to perform any exhausting religious rituals. You simply sit down in the stillness and allow the original frequency to wash over your heavy mind. 7 minutes of total rest will clear the static interference of the adversary completely. It returns your brain to the exact state of divine receptivity that you carried when you were a little child. This divine provision is not meant for those who are merely curious about spiritual things. It is built specifically for the one I have been speaking to throughout this entire message. I am addressing my weary warrior, who has fought so many silent battles. Your current state of exhaustion is the exact condition it heals. I must speak directly to my child who has already tried everything and feels deeply embarrassed to try once more. You have practiced fasting and positive thinking. Each method gave you only a fleeting moment of relief. Those earthly systems failed your spirit because they demanded your intense human effort. This provision requires absolutely zero effort from your tired soul. It works because of my design in you. You were not built to live in permanent noise. What the enemy called your permanent condition I call a temporary interference, and I have provided the specific instrument to clear it from your mind today. Earthly experts charge hundreds of dollars per hour for private wellness sessions that attempt to reach this peaceful state. The advanced equipment that researchers use costs thousands of dollars in elite clinics. But I do not call my chosen children to expensive machines and dark clinical rooms. I have placed this provision within your immediate reach because I designed it for this exact moment of alignment. I ask for a small earthly exchange right now. It is the size of a tiny mustard seed of investment for the massive harvest I have prepared for your future. This act of trust signals your willingness, and I have aligned 4 additional gift provisions to accompany your journey today. I am extending a special track called Genius Child for your children focus and confidence. You will also receive the original texts of prosperity to bless your home. These are additional gifts I have aligned for your restoration. You must guard your steps wisely because the enemy always creates cheap illusions to deceive my people. There are false frequencies circulating on streaming music platforms under very similar names. They carry none of the restoration I designed. Protect your spirit by trusting only the official path provided below. Do not wander into unverified paths that steal your internal peace. I do not lead my children into any worldly risk. Your peace is completely protected by me. You are covered by a steadfast guarantee for 60 full days. If the deep restoration does not manifest in your life, the exchange is returned in full. This step of faith carries no danger for your household. You can step forward with a light heart because my hand is securing your investment. This is my promise of safety over your act of faith. Trust the promise of the one who guided your hand to this message today. Your restoration requires no worldly risk. Take this step of obedience right now. Receive the divine provision I have placed for you in the pinned comment and in the description below. This is your personal invitation from heaven. Do not let the familiar noise of hesitation steal this breakthrough from your hands. Walk forward with me today. Now, my beloved child, set aside the heavy noise of decision for a moment. I have shown you the instrument I placed on your sacred path. Whether you step forward now or later, you remain my precious masterpiece forever. Close your eyes for a short second. Breathe in my absolute calm. I am still here. Let your shoulders drop completely. The battle is officially over. You do not have to carry the heavy weight of tomorrow because I am already standing in your future preparing the fields. I am locking the mouths of the lions that tried to devour your peace. I am broadcasting my signal of love over you. I am placing a holy seal of protection over your mind today. The static noise of the world no longer has any dominion over your thoughts. You are a vessel fully restored to receive every blessing I have promised. Walk out of this room with a new posture of victory. Your days of running in panic are finished. The noise of the enemy has completely lost its power over your life. You carry the holy frequency I placed in you from the beginning. It was never lost. It is fully restored right now. I am the one who became your shield. You have become like a little child, and you will receive every single promise made to my children. Go forth into your day with absolute confidence. The financial breakthrough you need is already moving toward your house. The broken relationships are being mended by my gentle hands. You do not have to struggle anymore because my grace has gone ahead of your steps. Rest in the knowledge that I am your eternal guide. If this message has brought light to your weary soul, do not let it fade without a response. Like this video, to anchor your alignment with heaven, share this message with 3 souls who are secretly crying out for hope in the dark. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss me.